Well, my session is about nuclear security and safety, how they are important. What the Nuclear Security Summit has presented the world with the awareness we should lift our work partnership to address these issues, and how these member countries, especially Northeast Asia, Korea, China, Japan, are dedicating their national resource to help address nuclear security and safety. And what are the remaining issues? So these are the subjects that our session has addressed. Nuclear weapon is a formidable weapon. It can bring a disaster to destroy a city like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Thus, we should eliminate all nuclear weapons from the Earth's planet. So all P5 should abolish their nuclear weapon. And all other countries should not develop a nuclear weapon. So North Korea should abandon its nuclear weapon. What is nuclear security? Nuclear security is illegal hand, unauthorized personnel would secretly access to fissile material. So they would acquire such a material for dangerous purpose. For instance, to make a nuclear weapon, or to threat people, to disrupt the social order. This is how we want to keep nuclear fissile material within government. Therefore, illegal organization and people cannot access to it, just because nuclear weapon is important. So there's no such a thing that a nuclear weapon threat is more important than nuclear security threat, or nuclear security threat is more important. They are the same threat that a government use nuclear weapon to threat the world, or a terrorist group use nuclear weapon to threat the world. We should not let neither government nor terrorist group to use nuclear weapon to threat the world. So we need to support all government effort to disallow terrorists to access to fissile material. Meantime, we should let all government to dedicate to a genuine multilateral nuclear weapon reduction, and North Korea should abandon all its nuclear wherewithal. Why we say nuclear weapons should be abolished? Why is they still there? Scholars should study why they're still there. U.S. is unwilling to abandon all nuclear weapons, and China may be modernizing nuclear weapon a bit. And now we see India, Pakistan, Israel, DPRK developing nuclear weapon. We have more and more nuclear weapon states. So scholars' job is to have a mission, no nuclear weapon, and also to analyze how to reach that level. So North Korea say they will be a responsible nuclear stakeholder, no first use. They want to keep a nuclear weapon for some time. But how to address North Korea's security concern? So if U.S. would be viewed by North Korea as not threatening, North Korea may be less inclined to keep a nuclear weapon. If North Korea would have a nuclear weapon, South Korea may think about its own nuclear weapon, especially if the U.S. will be less interested in protecting South Korea. So we need to understand how South Korea is threatened by the U.S. So why South Korea would need a missile defense? Then with missile defense said, China is upset. So why South Korea is developing SHEN with the U.S. help? How South Korea would address China's concern? Otherwise, everybody would say, I'm threatened, so you cannot do, I can do. So we have no international cooperation. Six-party talk is organized to discuss, first, no nuclear weapon for North Korea. Second, no nuclear weapon for entire Korean peninsula. I think over time it should address regional security in Northeast Asia. So not only North Korea should not have a nuclear weapon, everybody else in the region should have no nuclear weapon. And without a nuclear weapon, they are more secure. And nuclear weapon state may think, without a nuclear weapon, I'm not secure. So it's a lot of work. So far, we're not successful. So more work, more Jeju Forum to make the community. Bring North Korean scholar to Jeju Forum, listening to them. And they may make sense. They're human. Or they may do brainwashing, to propaganda. So we disagree, we argue. Then we ask them to invite us to North Korea, to tell them we want to help you, but not a nuclear weapon. We want to help your economic development. So this way, Jeju Forum will be unique because it is inside the Korean Peninsula. Japan could have its own Tokyo Forum. Fudan University, my university, organized Shanghai Forum. And we also discuss North Korean nuclear issue. But we are more distant. Korean people bring people together in Korea to discuss Korean nuclear issue. So it's most pertinent. So I hope Jeju Forum can address it to persuade North Korea and get a Nobel Peace Prize. I hope we would have a mission. Mission is peace and prosperity, which is the mission of Jeju Forum. Peace, no nuclear weapon. Prosperity, North Korea too poor. The more nuclear weapon they have, the worse their economy will be. But then, how to do it? US say, no nuclear weapon, I give you bread. They say, give me bread, then we discuss nuclear. So chicken and egg. But personally, I would think balance. Even if they have a nuclear weapon, give them bread. Test them. After getting bread, do you reduce the nuclear weapon or not? If they fail, no more bread. So don't insist, unless you would abandon nuclear weapon, no bread. That's too rigid. I hope we would have some flexibility. This way to tell them, we want to be nice. It's you who is not nice to us, to let them to reflect. Over time, they think, I reduce one piece of nuclear weapon, I keep 10. That's much better than to keep 11. So if we reduce one, I give you more bread. Not to insist, abandon all 11 pieces of nuclear weapon, then you get lots of bread. Incremental and progressive. That's my view, step by step. Well, we are friends, and we are neighbors, China, Korea. And we are worried North Koreans testing nuclear weapon along China and North Korean border. If they cannot contain nuclear radioactivity, Chinese people living in Manchuria would be contaminated. So we have the same urgency to denuclearize DPRK as South Korea would do. But we still think that we should give them some bread for humanitarian reason. Otherwise, they would be pushed to the corner. They can be very bad. So how to work with them effectively, not to only have principle and to raise precondition, but also have the flexibility with the ultimate objective, no nuclear weapon. So I hope we would share the principle and would act in a pragmatic way.